You've been styling your hair wrong for years, and nobody had the heart to tell you. I didn't either for a long time. I watched women make the same 4 mistakes over and over and just didn't say anything. Not anymore. If your hair feels thinner than it used to, if it falls flat by noon, if you've started avoiding certain styles because they just don't work the way they used to, this is exactly why. It's not your hair betraying you. It's 4 specific habits working against you every single day. And today we're fixing all 4. I researched the worst style and beauty mistakes and the best fixes for women over 50 so you get real results fast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. I cover this every week. Part 1. Washing habits that flatten fine hair. Here's something almost nobody tells women with thin hair. The shampoo aisle isn't your problem. Your shower routine is. Most women with fine, thinning hair reach for volumizing shampoo, then completely undo it 30 seconds later without realizing it. You know that habit of piling conditioner from root to tip, the way you would with thick hair? That's the first mistake. Conditioner is heavy. On thick hair, it adds moisture without much consequence. On fine hair, it weighs every single strand down at the root, and that's exactly where volume lives or dies. I want you to picture Rosalind for a second. She's 68. She's had fine hair her whole life, and for years she blamed her flat mornings on just her hair type. She washed the way her mother taught her. Conditioner scalp to ends every time. She wasn't doing anything wrong by instinct. She just never learned that fine hair has different rules than the hair she grew up watching her sisters style. So here's the fix, and I want you to say this to your stylist or just remember it for your next wash. Apply conditioner starting 2 inches below the roots, never at the scalp. Focus it entirely on the mid-lengths and ends, where the hair is oldest and driest. Your roots don't need conditioning. They need to stay light because that lift at the crown is what reads as volume to everyone looking at you. When you condition root to tip, you're literally coating the exact spot that needs to stay free. There's a second half to this fix, and it matters just as much. Water temperature. Hot water opens the hair cuticle and makes strands sit flatter and heavier once dry. A cool rinse, genuinely cool, not lukewarm, seals the cuticle back down, which does 2 things at once. It makes the hair reflect more light, so it looks shinier, and it makes each strand sit slightly more separated from the ones around it, which reads as texture and body instead of one flat sheet. Rosalind started doing both of these. Conditioner low, cool final rinse, and within 2 washes, she noticed her hair wasn't sitting flat against her scalp by 10 in the morning anymore. It held shape through lunch. She told me the compliment that actually got her attention wasn't, "Your hair looks nice." It was her daughter asking if she'd changed her cut. She hadn't touched a pair of scissors. She'd changed 30 seconds of her shower routine. This one habit shift is the difference between hair that looks tired by noon and hair that holds its shape through an entire day of errands, lunch with friends, whatever your day actually looks like. It costs nothing. It takes no extra time. You're not adding a step, you're just doing the same 2 steps differently. Before. Conditioner applied root to tip, hot water rinse, hair flattening against the scalp within hours. After. Conditioner applied 2 inches below the root only, cool final rinse, visible lift at the crown holding steady well into the afternoon. Same woman, same hair, same 5 minutes in the shower. Completely different result by the time she leaves the house. And washing is only step 1. What you do the moment you get out of that shower, before your hair is even dry, is where most women make an even bigger mistake, one that undoes everything we just fixed. Part 2. The towel move wrecking your texture. If you've ever wondered why your fine hair looks fuller at the salon than it ever does at home, I can tell you exactly where that difference starts. It's not the products. It's not the blowout technique. It's the 60 seconds right after you step out of the shower, when you reach for a towel, and start rubbing your hair dry the way you probably have since you were a teenager. Rubbing wet hair with a regular terry cloth towel roughs up the outer layer of each strand, the cuticle, creating tiny lifted edges you can't see, but can absolutely feel later as frizz and flyaways. On thick hair, this damage gets buried under sheer volume. On fine hair, there's nowhere for it to hide. Every roughed up strand shows. Here's the exact fix. Stop rubbing. Instead, take a microfiber towel or even a soft cotton t-shirt and gently squeeze sections of your hair from ends toward roots. pressing water out rather than dragging the towel back and forth. It feels almost too gentle to be doing anything. That's the point. You're removing water without disturbing the cuticle layer, which means the hair dries smoother, catches more light, and doesn't puff up into that frizzy halo by the time it's dry. Colette, one of the women who wrote in after a video like this, told me she'd been rough drying her hair the same way for probably 50 years, and had genuinely never questioned it. She switched to the squeeze method and expected nothing. Within a week she noticed her part line wasn't showing as much scalp, and her hair wasn't catching on itself and tangling the way it used to by midday. She hadn't changed her cut, her color, or her products. She'd changed the friction. There's a second piece to this step that most women skip entirely. What happens the moment your hair is towel dried but still damp? This is when fine hair is at its most fragile, and it's also your best window to add texture without heat. While hair is still slightly damp, apply a small amount of volumizing mousse or a lightweight sea salt spray starting at the roots, working it in with your fingertips rather than a comb. Comb strokes at this stage can pull and stress fragile wet strands. Fingertips distribute product evenly while lifting the roots exactly where you want that volume to start. The result compounds. Gentle drying preserves the cuticle, which means light reflects more evenly off each strand. Root-applied product while damp means volume is built in before you even pick up a blow dryer, instead of you fighting for lift after the fact with heat and hairspray. Colette said the real shift wasn't how her hair looked right after washing. It was that it still had body at 6 in the evening, which had never once happened for her before. Hair rubbed dry with a regular towel, product applied after drying was already finished, volume gone by early afternoon. After, hair gently squeezed dry with a microfiber towel, mousse worked into damp roots with fingertips, visible body still holding at 6 in the evening. You've fixed the wash and you've fixed the dry off. But there's a third mistake waiting right after this one. And it's the one I see stylists wince at the most, because it involves a tool almost every woman owns and reaches for without thinking twice. Part 3. The brush that's working against you. Almost every woman I talk to owns the exact wrong brush for fine hair. And she's had it for years without a second thought. It's usually a stiff boar bristle brush, or worse, a paddle brush with hard plastic bristles. Tools designed for thick, coarse hair that can handle the tension. On fine hair, that same brush creates static, snaps fragile strands at the most delicate point near the scalp, and drags hair flat instead of lifting it. Here's the part that surprised even me when I first learned it. Hair loss and hair thinning aren't always about follicles slowing down. Sometimes it's simple breakage from the wrong tool, strand by strand, day after day, that makes hair look thinner than it actually is. Fine hair has a smaller diameter and less elasticity than thick hair, which means it snaps under tension that thick hair would shrug off completely. The fix is specific, and it's worth writing down. Switch to a wide-tooth comb for detangling wet hair, and a boar bristle brush only once hair is fully dry. Use gently and only when needed to smooth flyaways, never to detangle. Start detangling from the ends and work upward toward the roots in small sections, never dragging a comb from root to tip in one motion, through a full head of wet hair. That single root to tip drag on wet hair is where most of the breakage happens, because you're forcing the comb through every knot at once with your full arm's weight behind it. Diane, 71, told me she used to brush her hair the same way every single morning. Long strokes, root to tip, the way she'd done since she was a girl. She switched to sectioned, ends first detangling with a wide-tooth comb and noticed something within about 3 weeks that she hadn't expected. Less hair in her hairbrush, less hair on her pillow, less hair in the shower drain. She hadn't started a supplement. She hadn't changed her diet. She'd changed how she pulled a comb through wet hair. There's a second layer to this fix that most women never hear. Brush direction while dry matters just as much as comb technique while wet. When you do brush dry hair to smooth it, brush downward and outward from the crown, never straight back flat against the scalp. Brushing straight back compresses the roots and trains them to lie flat over time. Brushing outward and slightly up from the crown trains the roots to hold lift, the same way repeated styling in one direction trains any hair to fall that way. The combined result is hair that looks visibly fuller within weeks, not because any new hair grew in, but because far less of it is breaking off before it ever gets the chance to grow past a few inches. Diane said her stylist was the one who first pointed out the visible difference at the crown. She hadn't even noticed it herself until someone else said something. Before, stiff bristle brush dragged root to tip through wet, tangled hair every morning, visible strand loss in the brush and on the pillow. After, wide tooth comb detangling wet hair ends first, soft bristle brush used dry only, brushed outward from the crown. Noticeably less breakage and visible fullness returning at the roots within weeks. 3 fixes down, and each one alone makes a real difference. But there's a fourth mistake, and it's the one that undoes all 3 of the others in about 90 seconds flat if you're not careful. And it happens the second you pick up your blow dryer. Part 4. The blow dry mistake undoing everything. I'm going to tell you something that might sting a little. If you're pointing your blow dryer straight down at your roots the way most of us were taught, you've been fighting against volume this entire time without knowing it. Heat pointed straight down flattens the hair shaft against the scalp before it even has a chance to dry upward. You're essentially training your fine hair with heat to lie flat every single morning. This is the mistake I see undo the other 3 the fastest. A woman can fix her wash, her towel dry, her comb technique, and then spend 4 minutes with a blow dryer pointed the wrong direction, and lose most of that progress before she's even left the bathroom. Fine hair is especially responsive to heat direction because there's less weight and mass to resist it. Thick hair can survive a downward blast and still hold some shape. Fine hair simply obeys whatever direction the air pushes it. Here's the exact fix, and it's the one I want you to actually try tomorrow morning. Flip your head forward at the roots and direct the airflow upward, against the direction the hair naturally falls, rather than down onto the scalp. Work in sections, starting at the roots and moving toward the ends, keeping the dryer moving constantly rather than holding it in one spot. Finish with a blast of cool air over the roots once they're dry. This is the same cuticle sealing principle from the cool rinse in step 1. Except now you're locking in the lift instead of just the shine. Marguerite, 66, had been blow drying the same way, head upright, dryer pointed straight down, for as long as she could remember. She started flipping her head forward for just the root section, maybe 90 seconds of her whole routine, and the difference showed up the same day. Not next week. That same afternoon, she said she caught her reflection in a shop window and did a double take, because her hair still had lift hours after she'd left the house, something that used to only happen fresh out of the salon. There's one more detail that makes this fix complete: distance and heat setting. Keep the dryer at least 6 inches from your scalp at all times, and use a medium heat with high airflow rather than maximum heat. High heat close to fine strands causes more damage per pass, which means more breakage, which undoes exactly the progress you made with the comb technique from the previous step. Medium heat with strong airflow dries just as effectively, with far less strand damage over time. Marguerite told me the moment that actually convinced her this was real, not just a good hair day, was 3 weeks in, when her stylist commented on the difference without being told anything had changed. That's the kind of result that makes you a believer. Not because you were told to notice it, but because someone else noticed it first. Before, blow dryer pointed straight down at the roots, held close, on the highest heat setting, volume collapsing within an hour of leaving the house. After, head flipped forward, airflow directed upward at the roots from 6 inches away on medium heat, finished with a cool blast, lift holding for hours, noticed by someone else without being told. For simple steps, and not one of them costs you a single extra minute in your routine. You're just doing what you already do, in the order that actually works for fine hair instead of against it. You now know exactly why your fine hair has been falling flat, and more importantly, you know exactly what to do about it. Conditioner low and cool rinses, gentle drying with root-applied product, the right comb and brush used the right way, and a blow dryer pointed up instead of down. None of this required new products or a salon visit. It required doing what you already do correctly. That's the kind of change that actually sticks. Tell me in the comments which of these you're most guilty of. I'm willing to bet it's the blow dryer one, but I want to hear it from you. Next week I'm covering the haircuts that instantly add the illusion of thickness to fine hair. So if today's video helped, that one's going to help even more. Like this video, subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path, and I'll see you in the next one.